Okay, so I got a new baby. It's a DR trimmer so that I can do some weed eating. And behind me, I did right beside the white shed, but then I ran into some cattle panels and that it didn't like that too much. So I'm gonna go over to the old house place and try to just do grass, and that there's no metal or anything over there that I can hopefully run into, and we'll see. Tell you what, I love this DR trimmer. It has done all the way to the corner. You can tell where we've mowed at on this side of the fence. Now we just have to get the other side. Hello from MV Ranch. I'm Mary and this is Mike.
Hi.
And we're hot.
I'm wet.
We've been working a little bit on the ranch a little bit today. Been trying to, you can see the chimneys off to my side over here that we've been working on, and I showed you guys the DR trimmer. I got something a little bit more hefty than a weed eater, so it's working. It's doing a lot more than I can. I'm not as young as I used to be, I guess, so it's doing what it's supposed to do, knocking down some of those big weeds. And we have we've been keeping up the mowing. You probably noticed from our latest videos for the past, I don't know, 4 months or so. Been trying to keep the ceremony site behind us mowed and bush hogged, and Mike's been doing the bush hogging, and I've been doing quite a bit of the mowing, keeping this area and our house site mowed. So
I'm ready for the wedding to be over with, so we won't have to mow over here so much.
We've got 2 weeks today before the ceremony, and we're supposed to have a rehearsal the day before or evening before, and we used the GPS today, guys, to see if it would give us the right coordinates, and it didn't.
It did. It just it went a little further up the road than what it should, but they'll see the hoopla of the wedding stuff. So,
well, I'm probably gonna have my blue buckets or something right there at the driveway so that everyone will know where to turn at, which driveway it is, and Mike's got the roadways on the McWhorter Road looking really good. If coming to the wedding, he's bush hogged down both sides, and the county has trimmed the trees along the side, so it's looking pretty good right now. And everybody keeps asking us that same question. What's that question, Mikey?
How's the build coming? It ain't happening yet.
It hasn't started yet. We are very anxiously awaiting the beginning of the build. We're waiting on our builder to finish the project that he's working on so that he can start ours. And
patience is something I don't have a lot of.
A little frustrating sometimes.
It's been, what, a year since we asked him to build our house. Well, over a year now.
Yeah. Well, when we asked him to build, we're actually sitting where we wanted to build
originally.
So then we moved up to the big hill on the other side of the creek, and lots of things have changed in a year's time. We're
older, fatter.
Well, I'm that, and that's all right. I'm ready to settle down and get to the farm and be able to be in one spot instead of having to travel back and forth. The drive from southeast Missouri to northeast Arkansas is getting old. But
we've got stuff here, we got stuff there, and we also have stuff in storage at another location because it was the closest one that we could find that was as cheap as it was. So we're in 3 spots.
Yeah. But it'll be nice to just have everything in one place and be able to
wake up,
do little projects, burn piles, and when we want to do them early in the morning.
Driving 2 hours to get here. Well, not quite 2 hours, but driving 81 miles one way to get something done, you don't get as much done because you're part of the time you're on the road. But
in the meantime, I I've been working on baby quilts and sewing and doing some things around the house that I can get finished because it's been pretty hot uh, in the past couple of weeks. It's cooled down significantly uh, this week. We're down in the 70s, upper 70s, and it's feeling so much better without the humidity. The humidity just drains you dry. You can't get very much done. You just sweat.
Makes it easier on my insulation.
Yeah. And Mike has been studying some of the things that he wants done in the house. And
Well, probably more dreaming than anything because the more I want to do, the more it costs. So I would really like to make the house a little more modern as far as design aspect and the inside, but that costs more money, and I know the wave of the future is going that way, and I just want to be there with it, but money's got to last, so
yeah.
I want a well insulated house that's not leaky, and whether it's air or water, which everybody wants that, I'm assuming. So, and then I see all these great ideas and newfangled inventions, and then when you price them, some of that stuff, it's like, whew, I think I can live without it. So, which, you know, there's some things I'm not going to sacrifice, which is insulation. I'm not doing spray foam because May doesn't like it, and there is some positives to it, but there's a few negatives to it. Whereas out here in the middle of nowhere, it's very flammable, and I know there's a treatment you can put on it, but if I use Rockwool, which is cheaper, and it's pretty good too. Just air sealing is the main thing. Your insulation won't work real well unless you air seal good. But the tighter you make your house, the tighter things are. In some cases, you might need a ERV, which is a some kind of energy recovery ventilator, and it brings fresh air in,
And that would allow us to have extra storage in the attic area, right?
well, it would take up more attic. Well, not necessarily. Our house is not designed to fit all that high-tech stuff in it really anyway, because I don't have a mechanic's room per se. I have a furnace room, but not all that. But as long as keep the humidity down by dehumidifying the house, here in where we are in the world, it's humid quite a bit. So even though I might be a lot wet right now, it ain't from humidity, it's from somebody's water bottle.
He got me first.
I said something other. No, she got me twice actually, but she don't want to keep records.
He just doesn't know when to be quiet.
Well, as I am talking now, just rambling. So.
No, he just all of a sudden splashed me, so I got him back. So, I don't feel bad. And some of the things that we've been thinking about with the future, we've been watching a little bit of the politics that are going on, because we know that this coming year is a election year and things seem to change a little bit economically, and we know that there's hurricanes that can change the price of lumber and other weather phenomena, and there's just lots of things that could affect the build. And we've been contemplating some of that. Not that we can do anything about that. It's just something to kind of be aware of. And because if you want to buy your lumber kit, when the prices are as low as they possibly can be, and we don't know if that's going to change in the near future or not.
That's the good thing about having to wait so long on building a house. Prices have started dropping on some materials, which is good. I know wiring has dropped in price. Some sheet goods and some lumber has, but not all of it. Metal, metal prices are still up as far as the roof because we're gonna have a metal roof. But you know, it just costs anymore. And, you know, everybody knows that things are through the roof, but the prices of material goods for building a house, some of which has come down from the 2020 fiasco.
Well, right now it's not so much the supplies that are bugging us, it's the price of fuel trying to travel.
Yeah.
It's the price of food, because with just the two of us, anytime we go out to eat, it's at least $30 or more, and that's just fast food.
Yeah.
And used to, you know, we could get by with at least half of that or less than that. We're trying to figure out ways that we can be more economical, but it's harder to do that when you're on the go all the time. That's another reason why we're looking forward to being located in a central location, because I'm the type of person that likes my pantry to be full for the winter, and canned goods and things like that are just, I can't hardly bring myself to spend what needs to be spent on those to keep it to keep it going.
I have a sister-in-law
Yeah,
passing down the road.
That's my sister. She lives just right across the road from us, up the hill a little bit. So, that's kind of neat to have our family closer by. That's going to be a plus too. But lots of things that we're looking forward to, and right now I've got a picture or two of the last time we were up here. We went home and there was a storm coming, and when we went through a small town, Rector,
Arkansas.
we saw lightning was striking all around us, but we saw it strike a transformer up the road just a little ways, enough that we could see the bright light, the explosion, and could hear it. And that was scary. Well, we survived that, and we get home, and I thought, I'm so tired, and I'm so hot and sweaty from being on the farm. I just want to take a bath and relax. So we're both in the bathroom, and there's this big tree that's...
She was in the tub, I was on the pot. Just so we clear that up right off the bat. We wasn't both in the tub.
No, I just wanted a bath. But anyway, we heard yeah, he's good at it. We heard this really loud clap of lightning, thunder, explosion. I don't know how to describe it, but
Really close.
we both kind of said, wow, that was close. Well, we didn't realize how close it was. It had struck the tree in the yard in the front of the house, and we didn't know it until Mike went out mowing
Next day.
Yeah, and saw that it had stripped the bark off of one side.
Blowed a chunk of wood that wide, about that thick, and about 6 feet long, and blowed it completely off the tree. And there's a little field road right beside it, and a ditch bank and soybean field. It blowed it all the way up to the soybean field. It's a pretty good size little chunk. Of course, you know, power of God is unreal. So that
awesome.
that lightning was closer, a whole lot closer than we thought. I thought, why is all these limbs around us? I was getting up to that tree. When I got up there and looked at the other side, I said, oh, now I know why.
So we know we're blessed.
Oh, yeah.
And then after that, when Mike was mowing the yard, what were you checking? You were checking something and left a lid off. The filter or something.
Oh, I was mowing. Before I mowed the yard, I thought, you know what? We've been doing all this stuff over here in this dirt and dust and stuff. I'm going to clean the filter out on the lawnmower, the air filter. And it was pretty bad, so I cleaned it all up, stuck it back in there, and took off and mowed the whole yard and forgot to put the lid that holds the housing that the filter goes into. It rolled the whole yard mowing. Of course, I was oblivious to it and just mowed the whole yard and didn't see it even after I got through mowing. I went in the house, come out the next day, and there's the lid sitting on top of the fan shroud on top of the mower. Got very lucky.
So yeah, we're feeling pretty blessed. we know that God's watching out for us. So and we're feeling it and see some of the signs. So, but we just thought we'd check in and let you know what we're doing. This is what looks like 2 weeks before the wedding and before the build starts. I've been thinking about fences because the cows have been.
Notice the crepe myrtle, how beautiful that thing is.
It's so pretty.
It is very pretty. Thanks to this girl over here.
Well, last year, if you've been watching that long, it was spread out and had the limbs coming out like that. And I decided to do a little bit of trimming on it, and especially around the bottom, to get some of those little shoots up. So we've got some rocks around it, and we're gonna make a flower bed with some mums and stuff to make it a little prettier for the wedding. So still working on it.
And the cows.
Yeah, but the cows keep getting in, which we love the cows. We really didn't want fresh cow patties on the ceremony site. And I'm telling you what, riding the lawnmower, something I don't have to think about in the city, is when you run over one of those fresh cow patties, the thought of it coming back and on your face, that is not a good thought. And if you try to turn with that fresh, with a zero turn, I did a good old fishtail with a little bit faster than I thought it was gonna go. So I'm learning all kinds of stuff already on this farm.
Yeah, on the wedding, I really would like to have somebody at the gates they pull into this spot to kind of direct people to where to park and try to make it as convenient for everybody as possible. And I want to tell them to say, watch out for the steaming divots, like the movie.
Yeah, the Pretty Woman.
Yeah, Pretty Woman, that's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go stomp them in the ground with our high heel shoes on.
Yeah, no, I doubt that.
Cowboy boots on.
If anybody wears heels to this wedding,
oh,
you're asking for trouble.
Just know that it's a cow pasture wedding. It's supposed to be a little more casual. As my daughter-in-law would probably say, it's not so bougie.
Daughter-in-law to be.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess I claim her already.
Yeah.
So anyway, and we've gone
That's
through.
not a country word, bougie.
No, we had to kind of explain that one. But we did go to another her bridal shower in Paragould and got to visit some with her family, and that was really nice. I really liked that. And get to know our future relatives, I guess.
No, our son's relatives. They probably don't claim us.
Well, maybe we can all be friends. So anyway, we just dropping in and letting you know what we're up to, and anxiously waiting the house build. And
Keep sitting here very much longer, I'm gonna be asleep.
well, not only that, I'm feeling a little bit of sunburn, so our shade is not working as much as it was when we first moved our chairs here. So.
Because you're blabbing too much.
Oh, is that it? Well then, we'll just stay a little bit longer.
I'll be asleep here in a few minutes. That breeze keeps blowing like that.
No, we're fixing to go, so we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.